and Shawn today. And we have a very special guest with us today. One of my best friends and a great singer, Miss Kylee Quinby. I had to think about it. I almost said Reyes. I said Quinby.
Oh, I kind of thought you were going to say that.
So this is my favorite fire story, Seabass, and it describes me, Kylee, and Maze to a T. We used to play in a band together, and my parents owned a shed behind our house. We had a shed, and we made the shed into our band room, right? So we put carpet down and made it kind of like a nice little area for us, right? And one day there was a spider in this shed, and it was a big ass wolf spider, right?
Yeah.
And so I jump back. I'm terrified of these motherfuckers, right? I jump back on the stool, and we have a drummer. He's like 6'3", like 250, right?
Big guy,
big dude. And I yell at him. I say, Trevor, kill it with fire. So Trevor takes a paper towel roll, right, and lights this bitch on fire. Lights a whole paper towel roll on fire.
That's
and
funny.
stands. I have to demonstrate for you how he did this because it was so fucking funny, dude. He stands the spider's in front of me, and he goes like this, like with the with the lit paper towel roll, right? And the spider's like back on its hind legs, like fighting Trevor.
I laughed.
Trevor throws the paper towel roll.
Me too.
Trevor throws the paper towel roll, and this story describes all of our friendships to a T. Trevor throws the paper towel roll on the ground, and this paper towel roll goes up, bro. And it's halfway up Trevor's body. Trevor's a big dude, and this fire is halfway up Trevor's body. I'm standing back like this. I look to my left. The door is wide open and Maze is gone. His guitar and his amplifier gone. He grabbed him and he was running. He was out of there. Yeah. And Trevor sitting there stomping on this fire, and it's running up his fucking leg, dude, catching all the carpet on fire. Yeah. It was
That's when he rolled down the hill,
bad.
Did
he roll down the hill
so fast?
You're supposed to stop, drop, and roll.
Kylee took off. We had two doors. Kylee took off out the other ones. Maze was gone. I'm like, oh my God, the shed's on fire. The fire's halfway up Trevor's leg.
I hate spiders and I hate fire.
I don't like spiders either.
It was just
not gonna stick around for that.
It was literally like a cartoon. Like whenever you see someone exit really fast in a cartoon and the door is just swinging, that was Maze. There was a cloud of smoke, and his amp, guitar, and him were halfway out.
I wasn't concerned about Brian or Trevor at all,
or anyone. He wasn't concerned about anything.
My Strat in one hand, deluxe reverb in the other.
Yeah.
So what we learned is Shawn's a fucking rat.
Yeah, he grabbed his Kenny Wade Shepherd Strat and he was out the door, bro.
Oh my God, he should have left it. Fuck.
No, that was my John Mayer Strat in those days. I think.
Was it?
Oh no, keep that one.
I would assume it was your Kenny Wade Shepherd.
I don't remember that.
The first thing I would take is the guitar, though. If I had to take one at a time, it would be guitar first.
He grabbed the guitar and amp. He was out.
Guitar, amp, then friends, somewhere third, fourth.
Yeah. I would probably take zero. I would take. I don't think I would ever even consider a pedal unless it was like really special. You know what I mean?
And to be clear, I could not take Trevor.
Trevor was on his own at that point, man. Trevor was on fire.
I was about to say Trevor couldn't. Trevor can't be picked up. He's on fire.
No, he was on fire. Trevor, there was half of Trevor on fire. We were gone.
I'm pretty sure it was snowing that night. We could have thrown some snowballs. We could have done something.
What?
I don't know.
But we did the worst thing we possibly could.
I don't remember it that well.
We lit the shed on fire. It didn't all catch all the way on fire.
It's also kind of weird that your shed is like carpeted. Like
we did that for the
noise. No, that's for music though. You need
acoustics.
Because we were practicing a lot at that point, so we did that for the noise.
Very true.
You need it for just the drum. I mean, not that you don't need it for guitar and bass and stuff like that, but you need it for drums for sure.
So it was carpeted. But it was really funny. There's old pictures of us and Kylee sitting on a tractor singing. And
one of the best.
Yeah, we're all just hunkered down in this shed practicing. And
that's he tried teaching me the Bernie like 50 times.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys were in a band and I was just kind of like if our band was if our band was a Starbucks caramel macchiato, I was just the syrup drizzle on top. All right, like I wasn't really in the latte.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, I mean I feel like you guys were way more present, and I just came to gigs.
I'd say Brian was.
I came to gigs and you guys would just say like, hey, can you just play lead guitar over these things?
We would play the first chord for Shawn and he'd be like, okay. And he would just go, yeah.
Oh, and I listened before we started to your the track
Brutal.
that Brian put in.
Brutal.
I was like, I honestly asked him, I was like, is that actually Shawn?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Shawn.
Well, because like at the time I was really into that blues rock thing, right? And then Brian would always tell me, he's like, just do like the thing that you do. Like don't like play to this, do the thing that you do. And I was always thinking like, well, the thing I do doesn't really do what this does. But
right. It just didn't sound like you're a very put together guitar player, and it didn't sound like it was shocking.
Well, that I appreciate.
I guess it was 10 years ago, though.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
It was like 10, 11,
when we recorded
10, 11 years ago.
10 years ago?
It had to have been 10
Stuff
years
from, so you're 29, Shawn?
Yeah.
Stuff from when I was 19 doesn't sound good either, so that's
fair. I feel like I started sounding good like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like real.
For real.
Like
a year ago, I would say for me, I was like, now when I play, I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, that's like 2 years ago. Like realistically, like joking aside, 2 years ago for me, where I feel like I'm actually tolerable to listen to and somewhat enjoyable. But everything before that, I've wasted 15 years being horrible, just dog shit at this instrument to finally.
I've wasted 20,
so much
I guess.
Shit on yourself.
No, it's true. Like it's because like I feel like Sebastian, you'll back me up on this. When you
I've played for I've played for 20 years already, and I feel like most of that's been like just getting better.
Well, and especially when like the more your ear refines itself and the more you like understand how things are good and how things are bad, like the harder you are on yourself naturally. So I just feel like I feel like my criticisms of myself are realistic because the people I listen to are just way better than me. Like when you're when your guys are like Derek Trucks and shit like that, it's like, oh well, I don't sound like that.
No, I don't sound like guys from I don't sound as good as like good players from the 60s, let alone new guys. You know what I mean? Like that's not over with yet. And I also feel like recently for like just my guitar playing, I've started to like what I'm doing and feel too good about it. So I need to like humble myself with something. I'll be like, I'll get done and go, that was fucking unreal to myself. Which is like good in a sense, but it's also,
I think that could be
but it's also not because I shouldn't feel like that now. I'm 26, like I'm nowhere near done the journey of this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
so I need to start learning some new shit and humble myself.
Well, no, though, dude. Like, I think it's okay to
confidence is one thing.
I think it's okay to celebrate moments. Like when you have a great moment, you should celebrate that.
But I'm at home.
If you're moments can happen anywhere. But if you're just like out. If you're just out like dick swinging all the time, that's another thing. Like if you're just like shit. But like if you do something, you're like that was fucking awesome. Then I think you can celebrate that. Totally. I think that's not arrogant. Because like
no, I don't think it's arrogant. But it's just like I need to transcribe shit. I need to learn things that are harder, so I don't feel like I'm like not done. But
just go to like a Julian Lodge
being too content
concert.
Is bad. Being too content is bad.
So what I've learned through like my journey of photography into where I'm at now, is you kind of you realize the things that you did, like things like, oh man, I really appreciate what I did here. Like I really like this. And you're like, that was so fucking easy to do. And
you're right.
I don't know why it was so hard for me then. Right. And then you kind of carry that along with you. And the things that you thought were great back then, you're like, this is amateur hour at this point.
Yes, it is.
So you kind of, I think life humbles you in like the long run. Right.
For sure. I listen to stuff like that too.
You look back and you're like, I've learned more in the last 5 years. From like 25 to 30, I've learned more from then than I did from 0 to 25, you know?
Right.
Because like you learn much more about yourself and like who you are and what you want to do and like how you can do it successfully, you know?
But the other thing too is like, I feel like with anything artistic, this is kind of getting a little deep and corny, but like truly the way I feel is that like we're like sort of custodians of these things, right? And we live in moments and we like have these ideas and these feelings and these emotions and we put that into our art and we really like, especially if you're a fan of music, you really live for moments. It's not like for entire careers or even entire songs. We just kind of like live for these sort of like moments and stuff. So like I'm starting to think less about like, okay, what am I gonna do over the next like 20, 25 years as a player? And I'd rather just kind of focus on like the moments I'm in musically, how to be present and how to just make the most of those moments and not think about how impressive I can be or how like I can flex and like what I can show. Obviously it's just about making like a moment, right? And I think that's like when you talk about guys like Derek Trucks, like that's what they have. They're in the moment. They're very um sort of just
Also
present.
so good at they're also so good at their instrument that being good at your instrument doesn't matter anymore.
I wish somebody would have said something to me like what you're saying now, Shawn, about, being part of the moment, like when we were in our band, because I feel like either like I rushed things or like I just wasn't really in the moment at all. And like I still do appreciate the memories and everything, but I wish I was more in the moment and like really appreciated like everything that we were doing. I had so much fun.
Having a kid
But
will
that's
do
like
that
not
to you.
even
Yeah.
that's not even something
You have
that
a kid,
I really understood.
I do.
So all three of us have kids around the exact same age too. That's the
Wow,
funniest
that's
part.
cool.
Yeah.
Are you all
I
the
know
same
it.
age too?
We're close.
I'm
We're all-
old. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, Kylie's the
Oh, really?
oldest. Yeah.
I'm 33.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
you don't look the oldest, that's for sure.
Holy
Kylie's
shit!
easily
Thanks.
the
No,
best
you,
looking.
no,
out of
you. I
all
said
of
you
us
don't
here.
look the oldest, by the way. I don't know if you.
Oh no, thank you. I was talking to Shawn. Thank
Brian
you.
looks like an older man.
I am an
It's the
old
Yeah,
man.
mullet.
I was gonna say the
I look
mullet
old
definitely
as fuck
puts-
too, to be
I
fair.
feel like I'm honestly talking to somebody from the 90s right now. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
talking to younger,
Me?
younger. No, Brian.
Oh.
Seabass, I saw a video.
It's the
That video
mullet.
of you with hair, you look younger now than you did with hair.
Isn't that
Straight
crazy?
up. Yeah, you do.
I
yeah.
had I'll tell you what though, I had like really good like hair that was like able to be really worked on, and it's all fucking gone now. But I guess I gained other things.
You're blessed.
It's not
in
all
other
gone, but it's not
areas.
worth saving. It's like one of those
Right.
things.
Blessed in
It's
other
not
areas.
worth-
You can't be
It's
a
like
good
when you
guitar
have a
player and have
dog
great
that's like
hair.
suffering, but you have to put it down, but you don't have to, but you do have to. It's like that kind of
Yeah,
thing. That's
I've
how I
been
feel
there.
about my hair. Yeah.
That's how you feel about your hair.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't need. I don't need to cut it off. Like I don't need to. I don't need to buzz it. And some people's hair looks way worse than mine if I grew it out. But I don't like. I remember all the good times,
There you
and I
go.
only see the bad, so I
You-
just shave it.
You be thankful for the moments you had, not the moments you
100%.
There you
lost.
go.
But I don't want to
Yeah.
live in the. I don't want to live in the glory days and pretend I still have it, so I don't have it anymore.
Well, I'd
That's
like to see a
important.
It's a
picture.
good way to move on, man. We all have to move on from something at some point, you know.
It looked better than
Exactly.
both of their hairs now. That's what it looks like.
All right, listen.
That's fair.
The mullet looks really good. All right, I'm gonna defend
No,
myself.
you're
here.
Hey,
if you didn't do the mullet, you would look balder.
That's very true. That's why I cut my hair into a mullet.
What? No,
'cause
I'm being for real.
I'm thinning up here.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome to the Bias Fashion Podcast.
I also have a
Whatever,
white
Seabass.
patch of hair that out of
Your
nowhere.
hair matches
There
your
you go.
guitar tone, so.
Thin.
Anyway,
Thinning.
Kylie is I don't know about you guys. So like guitar playing, you can practice and practice and practice. I'm sure there is a good amount of natural talent there. Kylie is one of the most natural talented singers I've ever heard in my entire life. How
Agreed.
much how
Thank
much
you.
do you think how many people in the industry do you think have like natural talent versus nurtured talent? Like a guitar player can nurture his talent to be a great guitar player, you know?
I think a
Or
lot of
do you
people
have
have
to have
natural talent. I
natural
think
talent?
it depends on how they like, they just like Shawn said, like you kind of have to perfect things over time and like tune yourself into like, I mean, if you're off or whatever, like you got to fix that and like work on that. But honestly, I had vocal training when I was younger for maybe a year, but I mean, I think I just kind of lucked out and
Can
I don't
either
know,
one of your
honestly.
parents sing?
my mom could kind of carry a tune, I think.
Your mom can?
Yeah.
I would have never have guessed that.
All right, let's bring her on the pod.
Yeah, let's
bring
get
her
No,
on.
Pam
no,
on
no,
here.
no, Pam. No, Pam,
Let's get
please.
Pam and her boyfriend on here.
Oh Lord, he would talk your face off.
That's fine.
he would.
Well, if
he
you
knows
said
so
he used to
much.
promote concerts, then that's
He knows
cool.
only for the Rolling Stones.
That's cool.
I mean, he knows so much about music. He's a really cool person to talk to, honestly.
I'd let Pam do anything to my face.
I'm not letting her watch this.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's nothing you wouldn't say to her face,
That's
though, and
true.
nothing you
That's
haven't
very
said
true.
to her face
That's very true.
or
So
over the phone.
But do you guys think you can nurture guitar talent into being great?
yeah, of course.
I think so. I don't play
Wait,
guitar.
well, into being good or into being truly like iconic
No.
great? Like,
Into
there's a
truly
separation.
iconically great.
No,
No.
absolutely not. The amount of
But-
people that are truly be great is so infinitesimal. It's insane.
Well, so that brings up the point of just like how many actual great musicians there are versus how many just
15.
really good. Right. So like, and
None.
that's not to say that there aren't really, really great,
Great,
like
yeah.
good musicians and that are absolutely like, apt at what they're doing and make great music. And there's also something to be said about like what makes a great musician. Is it, like what actually is it? The songwriting? What is it?
Yeah, that's the reason this question's impossible.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so
It's also
hard.
not.
I don't know, but like to your point, Seabass, it's like how many people do I listen to that I'm actually like 100% moved by that I feel
Very few.
Yeah, it's like 15. It's like you said,
It's like
15 is like
literally
a great
15.
number. Out of
Because
the
if you
million.
think about like even between 1960 and now, it's like still 15.
Yeah. No,
It's
for
like
sure.
Nina Simone, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles,
B.B.
Aretha
King.
Franklin. I wouldn't even say Eric Clapton is on that level. Like I
No.
don't like
B.B. King?
BB King maybe, but BB King isn't Stevie Wonder.
No. Oh, I just listened to
Michael
Intervisions the other
Jackson
day at
maybe.
work.
Louis Armstrong, I like him.
Yeah, yeah, but these are the argument between truly great and like ahead of their time is different.
Yeah.
Intervisions was playing at the I put
It's
that on the other day,
unbelievable.
and it was like that whole record is insane.
It is
Insane.
it's my favorite Stevie Wonder. It's from beginning to end. It's insane. That's what I was listening to on the. We'll get to it, but the title Hi-Fi. It's insane. I can't understand how he even
Dude,
did
I
it.
mean, yeah, so I mean like
So yeah, 15.
so
Derek Trucks
Ryan,
maybe.
Kylie, like who do you guys think are like for you, who are those people?
For like
Like who are
natural.
those?
You know, if
No,
No,
not
natural.
natural.
talking
Not
about
natural
singers,
I'm just
No,
talking about
anybody.
like
Anyone in
musicians,
general.
anybody who are just like on the level that are
That
so
is
clearly
hold
I
on.
mean-
above.
That's a funny thing that you just said though. You just go singers. Everyone we mentioned was a singer. To be fair.
Yeah.
I know that's true. I don't know. Like, if you would have asked me a long time ago, like from a vocal standpoint, I would say like Mariah Carey because I truly adore like how she sings and how like her pitch, her tone, everything. But I don't know honestly because
You mean Mariah
know,
Carey
no,
back
like,
then, not
back
now.
then, yeah, not
Yeah.
now.
Okay. She's
But
a
like
train wreck now.
I'd say Amy Winehouse, Nora Jones.
Amy Winehouse was a good one.
Amy's a good pick.
I'd say
Nora,
influential
I
though. This is
fucking
the
love
dip.
Nora.
John
Yeah,
Mayer.
me too.
John
shook
Mayer.
Nora
I mean,
Jones'
you
hand.
can't.
But John, here's why I love
Let's
John Mayer.
go
But
there.
You guys already?
Let's
Is this already a
go.
previous podcast?
No. I love this. But here's the thing. I have these arguments with people too about not arguments like these discussions. Like when we say truly great, it isn't. We can even take away the influence of that person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if we start going influence, then there's way more than 15. Then like Led Zeppelin as a band
Right.
counts influence wise, or AC/DC counts, but that's not really like, and it's almost maybe like that music is too basic to be considered in this category, if that makes any sense. I don't want to say that. That's not
Right.
true, but also everyone we just said, Shawn, is very, very like it isn't just a 12-bar blues or a standard rock song. We said Stevie Wonder. Intervisions is like we used to pick that apart at Berkeley. Like it's absolutely on another level.
So my argument for Mayer is, I think lyrically, like heads above 99.999% of people.
Yes.
Period. Like I think in that is like an aspect of being. Yeah, that's an aspect of being a musician.
His guitar playing isn't 99.
No,
I don't.
No, but that's not.
So
like
how about not maybe not lyrically just the art of writing songs.
The art of writing songs.
Okay.
Because lyrically, like I would give his first couple albums, other than a few songs off those, I wouldn't give him all. Like I feel his last few albums have progressed lyrically much more as a whole.
You don't like fucking. Dude, Heavier Things is one of my I throw that on all the time. I love that album.
Continuum's
so like
my go-to.
Continuum, I think every song in Continuum is great, but like there are some other albums where I'm like this one has hit or miss lyric.
Oh, Born and Raised is my all-time favorite lyric.
That's a good one.
Born and Raised is like
I do like that
that's
one a lot.
top tier.
Lyrics and the songs are amazing.
I think he progressed later on in his career much more lyrically than
you don't want to look at.
That was a cutoff for me.
You don't want to look at these things.
Yeah,
like,
kind of for me too. Kind of.
You don't want to look at these things like, oh, on a 10-track album, there's 2 songs where there's misses. What we're talking about is like the song "Slow Dancing in a Burning Room" has some of the most incredible song lyrics.
I don't I don't
ever.
disagree.
I Don't Trust Myself with Loving You, great, incredible. Like there's so many
The
songs from
concepts are
him.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the fucking lyrics
No,
are
they're good,
great
but I'm
too.
just saying,
Like the way that the imagery that you get from his lyrics is insane.
That is
And
very true.
that's how, and that I think that is one of the most important things. Like if we're talking about truly great musicians, it's like we cannot like discount songwriting because that's the most important
no, we're
thing.
not discounting. Who's
Yeah.
discounting
So
that?
no. I'm not saying, but I'm just making the point, setting the precedent of like that Mayer. If you look at him as a guitar player, no, definitely not. If you look at him as a vocalist, definitely not.
No.
But the second you bring songwriting
Writing.
into it, it
Mhm.
Writing,
becomes
100%.
that.
The whole package.
Yeah.
Essentially
Well, no, not
becomes-
the whole package. Only part of the package, because the other part of the package isn't top tier great.
But it helps that he's a great player too. You
Yeah.
know?
His guitar playing.
He's
and
he's
singing
the
does
best
not hurt.
player now he's ever been.
For sure. 100%
I don't
agree.
want to listen to old Mayer solo. Like I don't listen to John
I
Mayer
do.
for guitar solos at all. I just don't care. It sounds real like white and anemic, and to me, I don't want to hear him play blues like some assassin. I just don't care. But like, it's just like Albert
agree with
King
that
shit.
Partially.
Yeah. But and trust me, later today I'll throw it on. It'll be cool. But like, he's not. I've not cried listening to him play guitar. I've cried listening to his songs, not listening to play guitar. You know what I mean? I've listened to Derek Trucks and be like, okay, I'm gonna cry now, or Jeff Beck or whatever. Like, but if they put writing in there, then that means Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course it does.
Is Stevie Wonder
Yeah.
level. Bob Dylan's songs talk about imagery. What even his obscure shit is fucking insane.
But here's what's interesting about Stevie Wonder. He has
the best.
every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
He's
best.
great. Yeah.
Songwriting,
Well,
he has great tone,
Ray Charles?
vocals, lyrics. Yeah, but Stevie
Because
Wonder's
that's-
better than Ray Charles.
For sure,
Yeah.
but that's something I prefer Ray Charles because it's just that
It's
like,
just bluesier, it's more raw.
It's not like it's not perfect, but Stevie Wonder is the most soul with the most perfection combined. There is not another.
And he's writing hit songs like constantly.
Yeah,
You know, like
like,
his whole
'cause it-
catalog
'cause
is hits.
If like Steely Dan wrote hit songs, they'd be up there too, but they didn't.
Right.
Like the writing and the music and all that stuff is absolute genius, and it's like take it or leave it. I get people don't like it, but it's not radio play. It's not like a party's on. We're gonna throw in some Steely Dan. It's not cool. It's
No.
dorky.
There's very few scenarios where that music is appropriate.
False.
What
I
about Tom
love Steely
Petty?
Dan.
Tom Petty gotta be in there.
Tom Petty's
He's one of
got to
my
be.
favorites.
Yeah, but his voice is not. Now we're just talking about
But-
best writers.
Yeah. Now we're just on to songwriters. But
No,
Can I
but
just
it's
take
over-
time out real fast?
Yeah,
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be right back.
do you think
Rip a Bernie?
so even like so you went to Berkeley, right? And like so you took a class for songwriting, right? There was a class for songwriting.
Well,
So
we
is
no,
that
we
something
took
you think
we
you can
took
learn?
a class like harmony. So like a harmony class is like, well, I took a lot of other class, but like we took okay. So this is an example. It's not a Stevie Wonder thing, but I took a class on progressive music, like prog rock, my last semester, and we talked about we analyzed and discussed, as in analyzed music on sheet music, like Kansas and Yes and like Genesis, like early prog music, and we went through all that stuff. But teachers would use Steely Dan and Stevie Wonder and all those people as examples for teaching us theory.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, go ahead with your question, but that's what we did. I just want to give you background. Like, that's the kind of stuff we did at school, like when we talked about artists specifically.
Right, but they have like they have classes for songwriting specifically to learn.
Yeah, I
songwriting.
didn't.
So
Really,
do you
I
think
didn't
that's
take any of
something-
those, but yes,
Do you think that's something you could more nurture, or do you think that's something that has to be natural in you as well?
I think you can learn the art of that book that's written by I forget his name. He's a teacher at Berkeley. What's his name, Sean?
What's his name?
Pat
What's the
Pattinson.
book?
He's that explains like the art of songwriting and like the scientific things behind it, but I don't think you can come up with the words based off that book.
Can I tell you something?
Please.
Can I tell you something?
You talked
Horrible
about this book
lyric-
before. It's really good.
I'm a horrible lyricist. You can with this book.
You can.
I
I'll
don't
have to
work
get
for
that
this
book.
guy. What
He's a
what it
genius,
does
nice
is it
guy, too.
here's the thing is music, art, all of this stuff has a lot to do with like you being in the right headspace to be open to accept things. There's certain things like the way you see things. And this book kind of helps tune those frequencies to where you're starting to look at things and understand them in different ways than you would just understand them as a person walking through life. So that book truly does, with these exercises, helps you tune your mind into being able to pull things out of very basic situations or whatever. And so I would say that like I used to not think that you could just like learn how to write great songs. You absolutely can. There's just it like that's not to say that like you're gonna write signed sealed delivered or something, but
Right.
like can you
Right.
write great songs and can you get better at songwriting? Can you um become more attuned to what's required for great songs? Yes, absolutely to all those. And that I don't work for that dude, but that book definitely helped me a lot.
And
Do you agree with that, Brian?
Totally. I don't think songwriting,
I,
from my experience, don't think it's. I think it's hard to learn to be great, but I don't think it's hard to learn how to write a simple song. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
But also too, the reason these songs hit us the way they do is not because of the lyrics only. It's because of the delivery, which is not teachable.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
No,
I don't
exactly.
think like when I don't know, Kyle, I don't know if you know this. I teach guitar for a living,
Oh, I didn't
and
know that.
I um I have students who are not professional in any regard, but they have it, right? So like
Mhm.
as in when we go to play a song, they understand the unspoken rules of how the song should be played. Like when you play an AC/DC song, you don't play that the same as you play another song, and it's not something you can explain to somebody. Or like when you go to bend something, some people just bend, and even if it's in tune, it makes me want to end my life. It sounds awful. And some people just know how to bend and know how to slide into notes, and that's not something you can teach. And I have that. Shawn has that. Our friend Sam has that. We all probably have that in this room. But that's not something you can teach. You can't teach someone the finesse of playing an instrument or singing or whatever. That's
Yeah.
something I think you're born with, and that people don't
Yeah.
agree with me on
I
this.
agree.
But a lot of people I know, especially teachers at Berkeley, are like, no, that isn't true. I don't agree with that. And it's just like, yeah, because you get paid six figures to tell people that's not true, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
There's
Yeah.
there's I've had the thing that I have since I was a kid. And I know that. Whatever it is. It had to be nurtured and I had to practice a lot and whatever. But I don't think it's just like everyone's gonna be the same if they practice the same amount. No, I don't that's not true.
I think environment is really important. I think like if I think I
Even
would
growing
be
up, like pre being an adult.
but I think I wouldn't be for however good I am now, I would probably
Very
be less than half good if every Tuesday night I didn't go down and jam with an R&B group that had a horn section. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I didn't do that for years and years and years and years and learn like so there was no set list, there were no practices. So you'd go down there. The dude's name's Craig King. He's a phenom. He's a great singer. He's a good friend now, much older than me. But I mean, you know, there was no charts, nothing. So you just hop on stage with Craig, and he just starts playing, and you start playing. So all of those Johnny Guitar Watson songs, all those Ides of March tunes, like the Sly and the Family Stone stuff, all of that stuff I know and has like eked its way into my playing. The Hendrix stuff a lot. It's from just being in that environment. Like, man, going to this basement bar and playing some of the most killer R&B shit and like having a horn section, learning how to play with a horn section at an early age. Um, then they would open up the floor a little bit toward the end of the night, and then I'd have to back up whoever else wanted to play. And doing that for years, man, like I would not have, and that's an environmental thing. Like that's not something I was born with. That was
right.
years and years of being thrown into the fire, not knowing how to actually play the songs that were like literally songs start and you just have to just start playing and like
Right.
that's and you have to learn how to
That's funny.
give everybody their space and I miss those days so bad. Um, but yeah, so I think environmental is just as important. Um, because
No, definitely.
the other thing too, um, I think it's important. Fuck you, dude.
So funny.
The other thing too is like imagine if I would have done that same scenario, but just played like Neil Diamond and Jimmy Buffett songs.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
That would have been
Yeah.
awesome.
If I wasn't surrounded by cool hit music, like the trajectory would have changed.
And
I'm
I
just saying.
agree. I agree with that too, because like even when I started doing open mic nights and started singing with Jess Sides, like an amazing, phenomenal singer. Like she taught me so much, and it was being in that environment. I was learning not necessarily like harmonies, but like different kind of harmonies and like, you know, like not normal harmonies, but like she just taught me so much just singing with her and listening to her and like being in that environment. You learn so much from other people and you put yourself out there too, which is, you know, being vulnerable as well. That definitely makes you so different.
Force yourself to fail a little bit. I think that's important. And that's like something I found that's interesting about Nashville. Seabass, you'll probably know this too. Like, it's amazing the amount of musicians that are in Nashville that like don't have a gigging history or don't have a musical history or don't have like they like played guitar for a few years and were just like, I'm gonna go for it. And so you always hear people about going, like people go to Nashville and like they're sleeping in their cars and they don't make it. That and like all these great musicians are on the sidewalks. That's actually true, but the numbers are kind of skewed by how many people don't have a musical history and just come here and say, surprise, I'm gonna do this. And it's so weird to me that like I meet guitar players that I guess like because I don't have the
gigging history you have, but I mean I have a very musical history. It's not gigging.
Yeah, you have a very musical history, and you went to Berkeley, and you've done.
But I also gigged and like I've done a ton of gigs, tours and stuff. Yeah, but it's not like you. I didn't go to a place once every day for a week or whatever. You know what I mean? Every week or every day.
Yeah, I guess I just like with my dad doing that stuff too. I kind of
that's for sure
associated that as being like normal. It's like as a guitar player, you just play constantly, then that's what you do. And it was so weird to come to Nashville, the music city, where people don't do that. Like, where like people who are trying to be artists, they play like feature shows at the 5 spot like 3 times a year, and I'm like, what?
Artist is different than just gigging, though.
It's true.
You weren't being an artist; you were gigging.
Yeah, but I think you need to do both. Is my point.
Wait, why though? What if you don't want to be I don't want to be a solo artist. Fuck that.
It all helps. It all helps.
No. But I'm saying I don't want to. You don't have to do those. I don't want to.
Oh, you don't. No, you don't have to be a solo artist. But my point is, like, there's some people in this town that gig 3 times a year. Period. And I find that crazy.
True.
Like as a musician, like, I had this feature at the 5 spot here, and then I hosted this here, and it's like, those opportunities don't come. Like, but there's nothing in between, and I don't know. So I guess I just found that weird that that like it's not always the case. You just assume everybody who's coming down here like has already figured their shit out somewhere else, and they're to Nashville. It's actually not that at all.
A lot of people think they can like try it out just by moving there and seeing what gigging is like. Because they, I feel like maybe they just think it's easy.
You kind of can try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the thing about here. You can do that. You can just decide to come here and be like, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But you can just go places and like, if you're good at networking and you're like, okay at guitar, you can gig and like try it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that there's a place for that. I don't know. I think I'd just be so nervous. Well, I don't have rhythm, so I can't play like piano and sing. So like, I'm out.
You still play? You're sing? Yeah.
I do.
That's good.
It's like irrelevant on Broadway. Those things aren't relevant. Like,
have you seen Kylie do the 2-step? It's pretty bad, Miss A.
The 2-step.
Do we have that? I forgot to send you that clip on my phone, Brian. That little 12-second. Remember that little tiny DVD?
Oh yeah, that we found in Kylie's house.
Yeah, we'll patch that in.
Yeah, we'll just.
We're not
it in
patching that in. Please, you don't have any permission from anybody else in that video. I don't think that's very nice.
Kylie was wild back
then. No, it's just a display of your rhythm.
Like college days.
It just displays like your precision with your rhythm.
Your dancing rhythm.
Oh my god.
It wasn't very good.
It doesn't sound kosher, so Kylie, I'm against it on your end.
Me and Ms.
It does not sound kosher. It's too against you, and I also
we used to mess with Kylie.
As a partial owner of this podcast, I said we're not doing that.
We used to mess with Kylie.
It's not that bad
all the time.
By the way,
are you kidding me? Can we
it's probably real bad.
Let's let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
Let's not let anyone
By the way,
decide.
Us three, and the reason I'm going against it is us three on saying what's bad. We send the most horrific memes to each other like daily.
That's
He sent us this one yesterday.
No. We don't need to go in. We don't need to go in. We don't need to go in. No. We don't need to go in. We don't need to go in. No.
By the way, I don't
know. We won't do it.
It's not a secret that JFK got shot. It's not news.
I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're saying. I can't. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that meme is.
Really funny.
Anyway, I think it's time that we move on to the next thing here. If you guys want to hit off some overrated, underrated.
Yes,
I wasn't time for that. Yeah,
no. We got to talk about some title real quick.
All right, you want to go into your title? What did you discover?
So
So what did you discover about title that we already didn't know about vinyl?
No. So here's the thing. It's we're trying to get closest to that digitally as possible, right? Wouldn't that be the best thing ever? We had like a real stereo system with vinyl to be able to listen to, right? Like close to that quality. It's not the same thing. I'm not saying it is. However, part of the reason I switched is because Spotify pays people absolute dick. It's nothing. I looked it up. It's like 0.00016. It's stupid. Tidal pays 3 times as much as that. So you need 3 times less plays to make $1, right? You need like 130 plays as opposed to like 360 or something like that for the same song to make money, right? Also on Tidal, with just the regular $10 a month thing, they're not paying me to tell you guys this. I'm just excited about it. I put on Intervisions and shit like that the other day with headphones on, and it's on hi-fi when you're like on Wi-Fi. Or you can change it to when you're on cellular too, but like you have normal HD and hi-fi. The separation of the tracks, and a lot of these have like master recordings as well. Like that's what's on there. Is so Spotify sounds like shit. Like sounds so bad. We don't even realize it. We're just so used to it. It sounds like garbage. And this title, I put stuff on. I was like, I've never heard some of these things like this before ever. Like,
Didn't Neil Young
not on iTunes, not on.
Didn't Neil Young come out and say the same thing a couple years ago? Whenever he took all of his music off of Spotify.
Yeah, he also was the one. He's the proponent of saying like all the digital stuff is actually fucked compared to CDs because the algorithm they made to go from CD to digital is like, even though that's digital too, was like fucked up and they lost stuff in the algorithm. But anyway, he said, yeah, I don't know if he's on Tidal. He probably is. They also, I don't think he switched because of the money. I don't think he needs it, but
yeah, he doesn't need the money.
No, he doesn't need it. But it's insane, and they also have music. All the music videos and like behind the scenes stuff is also on there, video wise, and credits for every song. Each individual song is on there. You just click credits and you can see everything. So like, we were watching a documentary last night, and it was like, about hip hop, and I realized that like Pharrell Williams and the Neptunes did like all this Jay-Z stuff. I had no idea. All the credits are on there. It's really cool. It's worth switching to be honest. It's the same price, and you can go Atmos Dolby too for $20 a month and get like the highest quality sound you can digitally for $20 a month.
Can you find the Bias podcast on there?
How do we sound on Tidal?
Yeah, how do we sound on
it's
Tidal?
not going to be good.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're basically recording through a bunch of potatoes compared to those records I'm trying to listen to.
Well, when you say we, you mean you.
No,
because from what I understand, me and Mize have computers and microphones, so.
Oh, I need to get a mic. All right.
You know.
Shawn, yours does not sound that different with that microphone, just so you know.
I disagree. I think he sounds better.
It still sounds like a room sound, though. It doesn't sound direct.
He just needs to move a little closer sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's get to.
I'm fine where I'm at.
After Seabass's title promotion.
Get Tidal. It's better for everybody.
Let's move on to the overrated, underrated here. If we want to start with our guest, Miss Kylee Quinby. Kylee, what do you think of the Beastie Boys? Overrated, underrated?
Oh, you're a band that I don't really listen to that much, but I'd say underrated. You're
allowed to say properly rated.
You can't say properly rated. Yeah.
I'm gonna say properly rated then, because I don't know. I mean, I appreciate them for what they do, but I just I don't listen to them very often. I do enjoy their songs, but
they're fantastic.
There it is.
I like to be
Kylee with the diplomatic approach.
Yeah.
No hurt feelings.
She took a very, very diplomatic approach.
No, I love it.
I agree. I kind of agree.
I think they're underrated.
I think they're closer to underrated, but they're not overrated.
I think they're underrated.
Yeah.
I think they're a little overrated, but whatever.
That's you know what, Mize? You know what I think of that?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Mize, candy corn, overrated, underrated?
Super overrated. It just tastes like fucking trash. Do you know what the actual flavor is? Does anybody know? Because it's not corn.
Yes,
corn is actually delicious.
I looked this up this year because I was wondering. Do you know what it is?
It's vanilla and some other shit, but
it's vanilla, marshmallow, which actually is kind of what it tastes like when I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's vanilla, and there's all the colors. They're not probably all.
Let
like,
me tell
each
you this.
individual-
Let me tell you
I like
this.
it.
I would rather take a corn on the cob and candy it myself and eat it.
Yeah, well, that's real.
I'd rather
I would try
honey
that.
drizzle like honey over it and then let it solidify. I would rather fucking actually candy corn than eat candy corn.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I'll eat candy corn, but
Wait till I come up with the dopest like chili pepper honey candy corn.
Because that's already
There you go.
made. That's already a thing.
Who the fuck candies corn?
People do, for sure, with chili pepper and stuff.
Really?
It's Mexican food. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's like Mexican street corn. Nobody's candying it though. Anyway,
You're teaching him
It
something
doesn't-
new.
doesn't matter. Next
I had
week
a
I'm gonna come out with a fucking stick of corn, and it's gonna be all glossy and shit, and it's gonna be because it's candied.
dude, I had a teacher in like 5th grade. I can't remember her name, but she had like, you know, those big like pretzel buckets or like cheese ball buckets you can get at like Costco
Yeah.
or something. Well, she had that all full of candy corn, and all throughout the year, that's the only thing she gave you was like a treat, and that thing never like. She never replenished it or anything. It was just stale as shit, and then, like that just made me like not want candy corn. I'm like, seriously, like
Yeah.
everyone's like, again, candy corn. Like, can you find something else to give us? And then the old other nun, she would just give us oatmeal cream pies all the time, and those what?
Those
Can't
are
even think
good.
about eating. Yeah, but when you eat them all the time, you just don't want to
Yeah,
eat
that's
those
gross.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very true.
Of those, the fudge round is the best. Of that type of.
That.
I don't know if I know what that
I
is.
do love
I
the
don't
fudge
either.
round.
Oh man, I got them every day for lunch.
But like
What's the
cosmic
fudge
brownie or
round?
something.
I do like the
No,
cosmic
fudge
brownie.
round. Those
The
are
zebra
fucking
cake. The
hot.
zebra cake is
Cosmic-
where it's at, but you know.
Zebra cakes and cosmic brownies as adults, those hold up. I had a Dunkaroo as an adult. I almost died.
Right?
It was so awful.
I
It was like
know.
the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life.
It had to
I
be
was like,
changed,
we ate it. It literally tasted like someone like made asphalt white and put it in the thing with like a little Dunkaroo.
It was so disappointing.
disgusting.
I know.
It was so bad. It tasted like I ate this guitar pick with a fucking cookie.
So
This-
I
Seabass
remember
thinks
those things being the
so
bomb.
Seabass, Dunkaroos overrated, underrated.
Dunkaroos as a concept are perfectly rated, but they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Is that really what mine was gonna be?
No. Yours is actually going to be Seabass overrated, underrated. Buddy Holly.
Overrated. All that shit's overrated.
What?
Mm.
Buddy
I think
Holly.
Elvis is overrated
Buddy
too.
Holly as like a producer.
Wait, Buddy Holly the person or the Weezer song?
Okay, we could go either way on this one. We're gonna
Oh.
say the person though.
Oh, the Weezer song.
The
is
Weezer
perfectly
song
rated. That
is
shit's gas.
underrated.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that shit's gas as fuck. That's better than actual Buddy Holly.
No. Actual Buddy Holly is one of like considered like one of the greatest musical producers.
I don't care if he's considered it. I don't give a fuck.
He
He's not gonna
invented
like it.
overdubbing.
What? No, he didn't. Les Paul invented overdubbing. I just looked this up the other day.
I'm pretty sure Buddy Holly.
Les
did.
Paul invented like 2-track. He has a bunch of patents. Les Paul definitely invented that. He's older than Buddy Holly.
I'm just gonna say that your take on Buddy Holly is very bad.
I think Buddy Holly and Elvis are overrated, and Little Richard is the king. That's it.
Little Richard's
not a
great.
hot take either.
Elvis is actually great though.
He's great, but he's overrated. People need to shut up about it.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember Little Richard did like a kids' nursery song that on top of spaghetti all covered with cheese, and it was like the creepiest thing I ever watched in my life.
All right.
Well, there you
Still
go.
great. Still great.
So good.
Oh, good, but it's
Fair.
weird, probably.
Just what I think about.
All right, that's fair. Buddy Holly's overrated.
Kylie Reyes.
Enough of those old heads.
Kylie Reyes, cornbread, overrated, underrated.
Ooh, perfectly rated. But it depends on who's making it. But yes.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
man.
a great answer.
You can have some dry cornbread, and then that shit's no thank you. But if you can make some good cornbread, absolutely perfectly rated.
A
This
cornbread
year
muffin
for-
that's like buttery is so good.
And when you throw
This-
like real corn in there, even better.
Oh,
This year for Thanksgiving we did a cornbread stuffing.
Nice.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go. That's what my mom
made-
does too.
I made stovetop cornbread stuffing. It was fire.
Interesting. I just got
Yeah,
some from
and
Trader
this
Joe's
is
the
why
other day.
like it's important to use those sort of comments in context with everything Sebastian says to realize like what his taste is.
What?
No, you just like stovetop stuffing and like also
Well, no, it's the only thing I didn't home make. That's I just
I'll
didn't feel like
never
making it.
forget when
There's
you
nothing wrong
told
with
me.
stovetop.
I'll never forget when you were like talking up this one restaurant because it had a good chicken parmesan. I was like, "What are you fucking 7 chicken parmesan?"
Listen, no, how here? Okay. I don't want to talk about food like that, and here's why. Because anytime I start talking about this stuff, I sound like a piece of shit, and I get it, so I'm just not gonna do it. So go ahead, Shawn. Is next.
We'll move on to Shawn.
Go to the. If anyone does want a good chicken parm, you go to the Palm, which is a steakhouse, and go. It's unreal.
Okay, I'll tell my.
Noted.
Oh, for real.
I'll tell my 3-year-old where a good chicken parm is.
By the way, acting like all of one food is the same everywhere is the most fucking arrogant thing in the world.
It's fried chicken.
It's not. It's not the
pasta
same. It's not the same. It's not. Is pizza
with
the same
red
everywhere?
sauce.
It's dough with cheese and sauce. If pizza's the same everywhere, then that means Domino's and a slice in New York, same thing. It's the same ingredients. Same thing, Shawn. Same thing.
Shut up, bitch.
Mazay.
Same.
Mazay, guitar smashing on stage, overrated, underrated?
Extremely overrated. You break an instrument that could provide music for a lifetime for a moment that is actually you're going to outlive the coolness of that moment. Meaning you're going to look back at it and being like, that actually wasn't that fucking cool. I'm actually just an asshole. Yeah, so that's where it's at. Make music with that guitar for a lifetime. Don't fucking break instruments. That's so dumb. There are kids who like.
Disrespectful.
There are kids who like wish they had great guitars to play. Like, I especially when these old heads like did it to vintage instruments. It's like, man, I'm sitting here playing like like Sebastian and I have to play guitars made in like fucking Singapore because you broke all the vintage instruments. Like, can you just like keep them whole?
Singapore, which is
I don't know. I just picked the name.
It's just really a funny place to pick.
Yeah.
Seabass, essential oils, overrated, underrated?
In what function?
General life function? I don't fucking know. What kind of
Because people
question?
can use those as like
What?
people can use those as cologne. That's why I'm asking.
I've never heard of anyone using those as a cologne.
I have.
Black people do it. It's a huge thing in the black community. Overrated.
Okay, so do you believe that, like, to clarify in that question, when you say overrated, you say that the things that people believe they cure and they fix, like, it doesn't actually do that, right? That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, it's like astrology. It's like fucking grow up.
That shit's a pyramid scheme for the
Yeah,
most part.
if
literally
you fall,
a pyramid scheme. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you fall out of a tree and break your leg, if you rub
Some
this sage
chamomile.
oil on it,
Lavender. There you go.
It'll make
lavender will
Yeah.
calm you down.
Oh.
It won't unbreak your leg. It'll just calm your ass down.
People who do that stuff are like everything but cancer. This'll fix.
Yeah.
That's literally how they act.
Because when it comes time to actually deal with it, when you get something like that, not rubbing oil on it. No way.
Kylee Reyes, New Jersey, overrated, underrated?
Oh, totally overrated. No offense. No offense. Sorry, Sebastian.
Got him.
Kylie said the state and the people of are
The
overrated.
drivers.
To be
the
fair,
drivers
she's
are awful.
how many times? And I've never really been to Pittsburgh. That's why I don't like have an opinion on it. How many times have you been to New Jersey and like in a place that isn't like Newark? You said you've eaten in New York one time and you live like an hour and a half away.
I mean, I go to New Jersey all the time, but
Where do you go though? That's
I
the
guess
problem.
Frenchtown, New Hope.
New Hope's all right.
New Hope's nice. New Hope's really nice.
There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit New Jersey, and there's a lot of really nice New Jersey.
No, I
That's
totally
the thing.
agree. Yeah.
To add
New
context,
Hope is in PA, not New Jersey. So
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's right there though. It's right over the Delaware. Like it's not far.
to help answer this question, I feel like what we need to do is think about how many times is New Jersey rated, and when is it ever thought of fondly?
Never.
You know what I mean?
It has never been thought of.
Right.
fondly.
So
I think Seabass can answer that better than I can.
Better than all of you guys.
No, but nobody talks about New Jersey.
Pittsburgh is a
in nice
dead
way.
mine. To everyone in the country, nobody. It's just where Mac Miller's from for most people.
We're like
No
the
one
number
gives a
one
fuck about
healthcare
Pittsburgh.
industry, like in.
That doesn't. Yeah, but that's not relevant. But neither is New Jersey. I'm not saying it is either. I'm just saying like no one cares. Everyone thinks about Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is the second thing they think about, and Philly's kind of a shithole.
Yeah.
So like. PA as a whole is a bunch of Mennonites and people in the middle with silos and growing shit, and then there's Pittsburgh and there's Philly, and that's it.
But where else?
The
can you
Eagles?
get a pastrami, egg,
New
and
Jersey.
cheese,
French fries,
with
coleslaw.
fries on it, and coleslaw for $7. Where else can you get it?
Nowhere
It's such a
else.
good deal.
Nowhere.
And
That does
Iron
sound fun.
City.
Food. Here's the thing. Food from Pittsburgh East is all fire. The East Coast destroys the rest of the country. It's not even close.
I
Overall,
actually wholly agree with that.
barbecue and like Mexican aside,
No,
it's
barbecue is better in Pittsburgh too. I'm here to tell you.
not than
Natural
Texas
barbecue.
is. No,
Does that
not
line
in
go
Texas.
through
Where
North
does he get good
Carolina?
barbecue
How do
in
we line up in
Pittsburgh?
North Carolina? Because North Carolina barbecue.
North
would be on
Carolina
my
is good, but
side.
like Texas barbecue, as someone who lived there for
Oh,
like a
I
long
bet.
time,
Seabass, we don't
it's
fucking
not
care
even
where you
close.
lived all the time, man.
I'm
We
just
don't
saying,
get to go to
but
Italy
I
and
haven't-
Texas and shit like that, bro.
Yeah,
But I just
but he
have-
does
I'm
bring
just-
up a good point. He does bring up a good point.
I'm also
because
like,
it's-
I'm just what am I supposed to apologize because I've been and lived a lot of
Yeah,
places? What do you want me
apologize right now.
Brian's salty because he's in Beaver County right now.
I'm stuck
Yeah,
in Beaver
right?
County.
He's just in Beaver
who was my
County
last
with his
question
fucking
to?
train.
My last one was the Kylie. God.
Yeah,
Mizé.
Me.
Pickles, overrated, underrated.
underrated. Well, okay.
Depends.
Let's go for it here. Pickles. So many things can be pickles. Let's
Correct.
not just limit ourselves.
It can be
to
pickled.
yeah, things can be pickled. So cucumbers,
Yeah.
but even in the world of just cucumbers, like aside from all the other great things you can pickle, like onions, baby corn, all of these things, the type of
What's
pickle
that
matters.
for?
It's like so loud, I can't even fucking think.
Oh,
It's not loud.
What
on
are we?
this end.
Are we talking about pickled things?
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. So okay,
Pickled onions.
Pickled red onions are amazing.
Nice.
Pickled baby corns are great. My point is even the
Oh,
cucumbers.
I've not had that.
are
I
very
haven't
good.
either. I'd try it.
I have them in my fridge right now.
I'm coming over
Pickles
tomorrow.
are so fucking great. There's so many ways to do them. There's so many things that you can do with them. The type of cucumber matters so much, and you can really tailor it to whatever you're doing. Pickles are so underutilized and underrated, and I'm saying that knowing that pickles are on most things.
And
So
pickle
I
juice.
wish that-
You get pickle juice for so
Pickled-
many things.
for picklebacks, Kylie, right?
Pickled
Oh, shut
things.
up. Other things, okay?
I think pickled things are better than actual pickles.
Interesting.
Like pickled onions, all those other things you said are I prefer than eating a pickle, which
No,
is
I will eat a fucking jar of pickles with a fork.
you and Alexis both.
You guys
I
are
don't.
disgusting.
pickles.
Disgusting, right,
Okay,
Brian? It's
so-
not gross.
I could do
So
pickles on like
subtopic-
food. I can't just eat.
Sure,
a
but not
pickle.
like eat a pickle like it's a candy bar.
Subtopic: bread and butter or dill.
Bread and butter.
I
Wait,
love
what
them
the fuck
both.
what do you mean or dill? How are those things? Oh, the pickles. Oh. I thought you meant bread and butter, like bread
I'll
with
pick
butter
bread and
on it.
butter
I was
too.
like, that's for sure.
I like a pickle or a piece of
A
bread, with butter.
I'm
yeah,
taking a slice
yeah.
of bread. That's like what my dad eats all the time, bro. You're asking me like what my dad eats.
What, bread and butter?
He eats bread and butter and pickles.
Yeah, but you know what? You guys have Mancini's bread. I'd eat bread and butter from like Mancini's any day, any time.
That's very true.
But so Kylie, you like those sweet bread and butter pickles? Aren't they so fucking good?
I do.
don't like
I do.
them.
I like all pickles. Anyway,
I bought those
Anyways.
once for Alexis, and she's like, "You can just throw those in the trash. Might as well don't even need to open them."
Seabass.
So I
don't
buy
even
the
crack
bit-
the seal.
when I make her like a burger or something for lunch, I get like the whole pickles and cut my own slices, so I don't have to, you know what I mean?
So we're
And
just
then-
throw the pickles and brine some chicken with it. You don't really
Here,
taste
hang
the
on one
sweetness
second.
that
Hang on
much.
one second.
Everyone keeps leaving the podcast. I don't know what we're doing here.
It's
Look,
getting out of
if I
hand
wasn't
over
involved
here.
with anytime, I don't know if it's like a nerve thing or what, but I've also had 3 cups of coffee and like huge thing of water. But
Kylie, no.
if I'm not a part of, I pee all the time.
It's not a nerve thing. Kylie cuts the
Like,
first
before
show we ever
shows.
had, Seabass, literally ever as a band.
Nice.
We were on
I
stage
made
at
my
a
own.
festival in front of like 50 people, right? And we were just about to start. We were supposed to start at like 12:30 or something, right? At literally 12:30, Kylie walked off stage and straight to the porta john and went pee and then came back like 5 minutes later.
I thought this whole time, Kylie, that you were going outside to like rip Bernie's. I thought you were like had like 4 cigarettes in this
She went to
podcast. I was
pee,
like,
bro.
that's so crazy. It's been like an hour.
Dedication right
No,
there.
she's going to pee.
I was like, I know we've been on the phone for a while, but like during this podcast, she's left to rip 3 Bernies outside. That's crazy.
No,
You honestly-
I have to pee. Like, it's a nerve thing, I think, but I also had a shit ton of water. So
You assume
No, that's
correctly though, Seabass, because Kylie's natural talent is cigarettes and like Jameson.
can we not put this in the podcast? Can we,
No,
like,
but
leave
listen,
this
I
part
think
out?
that's like Kylie.
That's
like
the best.
that's like 10
I don't
years
really
ago,
do-
though.
I don't really drink like that anymore. I had 1 glass of wine last night, and I have all this fucking anxiety today. It sucks. But that sounds like the perfect evening. Pack of Parliaments and some Jameson. Let's not act like that's not a good time.
That
Come
was
on.
I haven't had
Kylie's
Jameson
natural
since
talent.
we were in the band. I won't drink Jameson or smell it.
Seabass. Seabass.
Yes.
Free range chickens. Overrated, underrated.
Free range
Yeah. Like ones that can just walk around on a farm. Free range.
versus like the
Wait,
one stuck
the
in
act
Versus,
of
like-
them being free or the taste of the chicken?
You know, the taste of the chicken. Like the whole concept of a
Of
free
the
range
egg?
I mean,
chicken.
good.
Or
good.
chicken.
Well, I
it
guess
worth
the
it?
whole thing.
It's
the whole
amazing.
thing.
As the whole
Yeah, that's
concept of a
very
free
good.
range chicken.
It's good for the bird, therefore it's good for us.
Kylie, as a farm expert here, what do you think about that?
I mean, free range chicken, like eggs are the best, and I would say like the chicken's really good, but it's all about quality of life for the chicken for me.
So-
Free range is kind of bullshit though. That term is it's pasture raised is the one that we really want.
So
Um,
if I crack 2 eggs on a skillet and you guys eat them both, you can tell me which one's which. Is that what
The
you're
color's different, 100%.
But like
Yeah,
You're not going to
Those
know
are
that.
right,
He's
but I
bringing
don't-
you 2 cooked eggs.
I don't
They'll
think
be
I could tell
different
the
colors.
difference, honestly.
no, of course you can't because they're both fucking
Yes.
eggs.
No, you can tell the difference.
Of course you can't. Look, I lived on a farm and got fresh eggs, and that's a
Yeah,
thing.
it's nice. Yeah.
That's a thing, but I couldn't tell you the living conditions of the fucking bird.
Yeah, but you can taste whether it's. There are certain eggs that just taste more eggy, and it's not because of anything that they did in the back.
More eggy?
Yeah, that tastes more like an egg, not like fake bull. Yeah, for sure. I'm not making this up. I mean, I'm not lying. That's what I
mean,
think. I've had
I
fresh.
think
Have you had eggs that didn't need to be put in the fridge before? It's insane. It's a whole other thing.
I think that brown eggs taste better, but I know that's bullshit. But I just feel that way. I don't care if it's
Also, like-
wrong.
Like when you go to every other place in the world doesn't put their fucking eggs in the fridge, and they're substantially different eggs. They taste way different.
So maybe it's the refrigeration aspect that is.
No, but it's
actually-
because of what we do to them that make them need to be refrigerated. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Washing them. Like, we don't
Well-
wash them, obviously, but then we just put them in the fridge. But
Yeah.
Let's do a live podcast where we just A/B a bunch of different eggs. Is that-
Dude, I would do that.
We could do
I'll
that for the
cover my
live
face.
show. We'll do that for the
We'll
live
fry,
show.
we'll fry up a bunch of eggs and we'll fucking
Alright,
have a bat
let's
with
do
this.
it.
I'll send some
Yeah,
farm
yeah.
eggs over.
We get some
I'm
free
so
range
good. I
eggs from
love
Kylie.
eggs.
All right,
You guys,
Kylie's turn.
let's get to the that was 3 for each. You guys want to do the what's on
Okay.
your Zune here?
Let's do one more. Let's make it 4.
All right, you
Let's
want to
do
do
that
one
make
more?
4.
You guys love these overrated, underrated.
I do love
They're the
these.
best. They're my
Alright.
favorite.
All right.
And the sparks such
I could
good
honestly do the whole
good.
podcast.
I'm just
Oh,
it is
overrated,
fun.
underrated.
Yeah.
Because the conversation that comes out of all of them is like so organic.
Kylie,
Okay.
all right, Kylie, whiteboards, overrated, underrated.
Whiteboards, like in a classroom?
Yeah, like a whiteboard that you use.
Well,
a
wherever
magic
one
marker
would
on.
reside.
Yeah. What do
you
you
know?
use whiteboards for?
I guess I'm overrated.
Overrated?
I don't know.
That's the hottest take on this show
How
yet.
are you organizing your thoughts? How is anybody organizing their
paper
thoughts about-
lists. I put things
No.
in like a piece of paper. I don't know. I'm not a fucking teacher. I don't.
A whiteboard.
Seabass.
So what we just learned was that Kylie does not give a fuck about the environment. She goes paper,
Yeah.
Yeah,
lists,
Damn, Kylie.
post-its.
right.
You know, speaking of the environment, like
Up
you know,
trees.
they're,
Kylie,
New Jersey
what
got
kind of-
rid of. New
what
Jersey
kind of
got
straws
rid of
do you
the plastic
use?
bags.
Oh,
Yep.
did they?
Plastic.
They banned plastic.
New
bags,
Jersey
yeah.
got rid of plastic bags, but now they're giving you reusable bags, and on it's like you must use this 120 some times. It's still shitty for the environment. If anything, it's almost worse than a plastic bag. So it's like,
Those
And
liberals.
what's
No,
the
because
point,
you
like,
throw them out all the time. I always get paper. I get paper anyway.
Yeah.
well, when
If-
you order them online and you pick them up, they give you the
Sebastian-
reusable bags. It's pain- it
Sebastian
doesn't
loves
make sense.
when the fucking bottom falls out of his bags and he looks like an asshole all over the parking lot. Every time I get paper, like the milk makes it all like wet and it just
What are you dumping the milk into the bag? You muppet.
no, it has condensation. You want to talk about condensation?
Yeah, but you double bag it and you carry it like a human.
That
Paper bags are
No, paper
bags are
bag.
not a
You go
thing.
to Trader Joe's, right? I know you do.
Yeah, I love, and they
They
double bag
double
and it's
bag
Trader
everything.
Joe's. They
and they're
do.
thick bags and they have handles. I went to Kroger
They-
once and I was like, "Do you guys have paper?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I go, "Does it have a handle on it?" They go, "No." I was like, "How the fuck am I supposed to carry 8 bags out of here with no handles?"
right?
I was just
Gotta
do
take
this.
the cart. Gotta take the cart.
All right.
Yeah,
No.
cart's going in my
Oh, man.
cart's going in my car, I guess. Then
Muppet Mazet. Frosted tip
Yeah.
hairstyles. Overrated, underrated.
Wait,
What
say
was
that
the
again.
question?
Frosted tip hairstyles.
Why didn't I
I-
get that one?
I think that's an easy overrated,
Underrated?
and that's it.
Damn.
No, overrated. And that's it. I've had nothing else to
Underrated.
say.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we'll move on from that one then. Seabass.
Why don't you ask Seabass the hair question?
What is this, the fucking 90s?
Oh, don't ask me the hair question. That's a waste.
Seabass, fabric softener, overrated, underrated?
This is a good question.
Underrated, and I know that because my mom uses it and I don't, and there's a difference.
You always got to trust mom on that one.
Well, it's because
Wait,
I go
what
home.
kind?
If I go home and she throws some of my shit in the thing, because like for a couple days or like more than a couple days, and she's like, I'll throw a load of the laundry in, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll come out and be like, why is this so soft?
It smells
Yeah.
so good.
Smells so good.
like, what one do you use? And there's only one right answer, so I'm just gonna.
I don't use any. I have no idea.
I don't use any fabric softener either.
What? Well,
It, like,
Kylie's
puts a
clothes
little
are made
wax
of.
on your clothes.
Do you make your clothes out of straw that you find around the fucking house?
Around the farm.
What is this farm thing that I'm missing? Because she doesn't
I live on
she
a
just told me-
farm.
She lives on a farm.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her internet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's literally like a
Oh.
hamster running on a wheel, and that's why she has electricity right now.
Yeah.
It's actually Jimmy. He's over there
Jimmy's
riding a
running
You
bike.
really
on
live on a
wheel.
farm? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
she legit lives
They-
on like
they-
a cow farm, bro.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, that's
commune.
cool.
It's,
Yeah.
it's probably like a commune.
It is.
There's other people.
It is a commune.
No, what? Well, there's a lot of people, but it's all family
That's
So-
cool.
for the most part. Yeah.
Why didn't we start with
So-
that?
I don't know.
It's because you guys
By the way,
already did
the
that.
answer is
Yeah.
gain. The answer we were all
Okay,
looking
yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Downey.
I would have voted Downey,
No.
but okay.
Yeah, I would have said down if
for.
I.
The answer is gain. Downey?
It's
Snuggle?
It's a 3v1 here, Ms.
I
A.
have
So
to use the
Snuggle?
sensitive. I have to use the sensitive skin shit because I've used stuff that isn't, and it fucking fucks my skin up.
Oh, I thought we were talking about. Oh.
all right.
The answer is
guys.
gain.
Fabric
All right,
softener
guys.
still.
All right, the Zoom
We're going to the
segment.
What's on Your Zune segment. You guys are out of
Let's
hand
actually
here.
look.
Let's see. Kylee Reyes, what's on your Zune for this week? What are you suggesting that people listen to?
All right. Well, for this week, I'm listening to Christmas music. So Mariah Carey, Christmas, nonstop. But I mean, in general, I'm kind of getting back into the Strokes. So I've been listening to a lot of like, Is This It? Or mostly that album. But
Stroke.
I've been listening to that a lot. Lyra enjoys it, and it's like upbeat, and she just really likes it a lot. So it's been fun to listen to that with her and show her some stuff that I enjoy.
Good picks.
Great album.
Yeah.
Zay, what's on your Zune for this week?
It's God Willing and the Creek Don't Rise, Ray
Oh
LaMontagne.
my! One of
I
my
love Ray LaMontagne.
He doesn't have a lot of bad records, to be honest.
No, they're all perfect, but
They're
that
all
one
good.
is my favorite. Actually, my favorite Ray song is Jolene, not the fucking Dolly Parton one, but his own. But off of this record, Beg, Steal, or Borrow is probably my favorite.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember the first time I ever found out about Ray LaMontagne was a dude named Jimbo, who was up in Pittsburgh. We were jamming in the acoustic room or whatever. I was just hanging with him, and he just started playing Repo Man on the acoustic, and I didn't know what it was, and it was just like the funkiest, most soulful thing or whatever. And then he told me, like, we were jamming to that, and he told me, like, go check out Ray LaMontagne, and I just have been obsessed with him ever since. But not like the newest stuff, but those.
I
first
like
few
the
records.
Monovision record he put out, 2018. That's the sound of that record is really cool.
Mhm.
The acoustics
Yeah,
are like all tuned down like a whole step too. It's really cool.
I hear he's a dickhead, but that's besides the
Oh,
point.
really?
That's what I've
Shitty.
heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like real rude to his crowds and
Damn.
things like that.
Maybe
But...
we shouldn't listen to that album. Seabass,
No, you
what's
should
on
still
your-
listen to it.
Seabass,
For
what's
sure.
on your Zune for the week?
I actually found it this morning. It's a band or a group called the Supreme Court, which is a good name.
That's a good name.
And then the album is called A Supreme Vibe, and it's like this jazz hip hop collective that sounds like really whack, but it's really
No, it
good.
sounds great.
It's really fucking cool. There's a bunch of different rappers on all the tunes, and the band is the thing that's consistent. Found it this morning, and it's amazing. That's
I
another
love the
thing.
name.
Yeah, the
Love the
Supreme
name.
Court
The
is a
name's
cool
great.
fucking name.
Yeah.
And the album cover is super cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Look it up.
Cool.
Good band.
I'm
Ryan,
gonna,
what do you got?
I'm going to stick along the lines of the Christmas music here. I'm going to suggest the Tyler, the Creator album, music inspired by The Grinch. It is awesome. I don't know if you guys have
Ooh.
listened to it because he did
No.
he did all the music for the animated Grinch. And then he
What?
made an album. Yeah,
Why did I
the
think that was
animated
Pharrell?
Grinch.
No, it was Pharrell. It was
I thought it
Pharrell.
was
No,
Pharrell.
I thought Tyler, the Creator did some of the music in The Grinch. In the
It's a little
animated
too
Grinch.
obscure to do mainstream movies.
No, he definitely did some of the music.
What's it
in The
called?
Grinch.
Music for the Grinch? What did you say?
Music inspired by Illumination and Dr. Seuss's The Grinch by Tyler, the Creator. He didn't. So he did the music for. He did some of the music for The Grinch, the animated movie, and then he also did a side album on it as well, which is this album, and it's
6
awesome.
tracks. Yeah, it's cool.
It is so catchy, and I love it. It's my favorite Christmas album.
Before we part ways, Brian, can you back up a little bit and you guys tell me what type of whale is on his shirt?
Killer, it's an orca.
I was gonna say a killer whale.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They both said killer whale first. Thank you guys.
What is it?
You know
It's an orca.
You know Jose?
It's an orca. Yeah, killer whale.
Orca.
Killer whales is slander. It's like
I said orca.
orca is correct.
Did I say the
Yeah.
offensive?
Yeah, you don't slander the
No, it's
whales, Kylie.
Orca or killer whales. The first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
The killer is slander, though,
whatever.
because it doesn't. It's not like this killing machine whale. Brian
Well,
and I
I'm
had
sorry
this,
to offend all the killer
Have you
whales
watched
out there listening to the
Blackfish?
podcast.
Listen, I've watched Blackfish, and the thing they were concerned about the most wasn't what they were fucking called.
Yeah.
Wasn't their name.
Yeah. And those bastards
put
killed
some,
people, so.
put some respect on the orca whales.
Orca.
I said killer and then said orca. right
Yeah,
after.
yeah, but yeah.
I called it a
But
killer.
you went
whale,
to
yeah,
killer.
whatever.
My
You went
first
to
one was
killer.
like
that
I was
sounds
gonna
cool
say
as
first
fuck.
was orca. It does.
Sounds way
Killer
better.
whales are sick as fuck. Dude, if that should have been someone's rap name from the 90s, Killer Whale would have
Killer
been
with
sick.
an A. With an A.
Killer Whale? Yeah. I mean, that's so awesome.
There you go. Yeah, Jose. It's great.
It doesn't matter what you
Sean,
think.
Sean